Okay. Hi, and welcome to Soul Food Ministries and Outreach. I'm Henriette Hobson. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to all the ministry here that we do, which is No More Jim Crow, craft ministry, decorating ministry, power tools, whatever it is that we're doing here, it's ministry. It is being done to help you, if at all possible, and help me. Because anytime you are ministering to someone else, or it's two ways. It's two ways. It is therapeutic for me. I enjoy it, and then uh, hopefully I'm inspiring you to get up and do something, have some kind of craft session of your own by yourself, with friends, whatever you want to do. And before I go any further, let me say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. That you will have one of the most blessed future years that you've ever had in your life this coming year and the rest of this year we're in. It's only a week left of 2024. We're rolling over into 2025, and I pray that you are immensely blessed, along with myself. And I already am. Okay, so this is what I am kind of doing. This is what I am doing in this project. I made some Nutcracker soldiers out of laundry detergent bottles, cardboard tubes, and oatmeal boxes. Okay, I used the large ones, these, for the hat for a nice dramatic effect. This is a smaller one. It can be used for a smaller one or whatever you choose. The first thing that I did to them was I primed it. Now this is paper, cardboard, easy to prime, paint stays on. You can also do it out of a plastic container. It's something that you can probably put outside. Do whatever you want. Only thing about these plastic ones is that you're gonna have to find a paint that will really hold and stick on here. I have tried spray paints that are supposed to be for plastic, and it scrapes off. I have coated them more than once, and then I just resorted to getting some Plex Seal and putting on top of it. Haven't set it outside yet to test it in the weather, but that's an option. Now, I'm doing the hats only because they are really an easy project to do with a lot of drama, and word drama is not what I'm looking for, but you know what I mean, pizzazz. And they can be used for so many different things. Now these containers, this one I painted black. It has a nice sheen on it. This was a spray paint. If you want to use it as a container to store, the best thing to do is to put the bill if you're going to put a bill on it, on the bottom end, so that you can open it up from the top. Now, my ideas for this is, first of all, they can be ornaments that you use on a large wreath. The tree, several of them can go on a tree. That can be your theme. You can also use them to hold Christmas cookies, candies, little gifts in place of stockings, and let your imagination just kind of go from there. The plastic ones, great for cookie jars, as well as these. This will probably seal it down better, as far as keeping them fresh. But both, and the thing about it is, especially these cardboard ones, well, even those two, when you're going to a cookie swap or just presenting them as a gift to someone when you visit, this is an excellent way to do it. First of all, it's a wonderful presentation. And then it's a gift to them to keep. They can keep it and store it away and use it for their cookies next year. And you don't have to worry about, oh, I forgot my cookie jar. I forgot my container. This is a gift to them when you take it. You sit it down there. It's gorgeous. Leave it. You can put your name on it from so-and-so, or with a little, gift tag or something, however you want to do. Just use your imagination with it. So I just thought that was just wonderful. I mean, there's just a multitude of things that can be done. You can store ornaments in it and pack it away. Let's see. It like I said, just go there with it. Here we are. Now I have several different items, in different decorations that can be used on this. What I did with the first, you can go on my channel and see when I made the other ones. It's already there. You can use these and put glue. I used the Mod Podge glue. Where is it? This is the smaller container. And you can use even the Elmer's or any of the other, glues and, on a stamp or what have you, and use it, put it in a tube and, whatever you want to do. This is your creation. But anyway, you can put that on there, and then wherever the glue is, sparkle glitter. That's what I did with the Nutcracker that I made. And I used these on his legs, and I used the fleur-de-lis on his cap and his legs. They were part of on his boots and his shoes, the bottom foot part of the shoe. Same concept. Dip it in glue carefully now, and make sure when you do this fleur-de-lis, it has a lot of open little spots that glue kind of globs in. So if you paint the glue on carefully, you can avoid it smearing in there and losing your definition in here, in your detail. It doesn't matter. It still looks pretty even if it does smear. I've done it both ways, and then you just, this is a round tube, so you're going to have to, and this is flexible. Okay, and you want to put it on, lay it flat, and then press it down. Give it a little finger walk on all spots once you get it down and holding well. And then when you take it up, pull it straight up. Do not let it drag or slide. Pop it up, start over again. Once you get it all done, then sprinkle your glitter. I usually use a piece of newspaper under when I'm sprinkling, and then I fold my newspaper up, fold it while, just pretend that there's sparkles in here, glitter in here. Fold it like that, holding it so that it won't spill out. Getting my glitter container, opening it up, take the top off if you can, or the little hole, the large opening. And you even if you can't get the top off, you can put that corner in there, but just be very careful that you don't, I've done that, how I know. And when you kind of pop it to get the excess off the page, it'll pop right out all over everything. So, just kind of tap it down. And there you go. You save your glue. No need of wasting. Waste not one night, if they say. I got just extra little stickers out here. Your theme is whatever you want it to be. This is a little lamb. This is a teapot. The British this is more of a British thing, and it is associated with, they're associated with tea. So it'd be cute to make one. Even I got one that I was going to paint pink. And it could be a teapot thing or a Nutcracker thing with a ballerina on it. You, like I said, go for it. So now, as far as I bling everything, I have these little, plastic fake crystals. You can use those. I have the mirror squares, real mirror squares, miniatures, and I mean the list goes on. You can do anything that you want, glitter or these things or a combination of them all. Like I said, let your imagination go wild. Because of it being a Christmas thing, I just took a holly leaf that I had on a garland. And it was pretty flimsy, but still, it worked out. Put some of the Mod Podge on the leaf, laid it down, sprinkled it on the newspaper. It's messy because this is so flimsy. And then just leave it sit there. Don't mess around with it for some effect. And when you lay it down, make sure that the leaves don't flop on the part that the glue is on, because then you got your glue stuck on your paper. And you just wasted that glue. So anyway, that's glitter. So this sparkles so beautifully. My plan is to also put some glue on the berries and put a little red on there, or you can put some clear on it or whatever just to bring it out. But the leaf is so beautiful, you can leave it just like that if you like. It will make an excellent hat. You can leave it just like that if you want. It would go, it will go up here, because if you're going to use it so you can open it, that's going to be the top of the hat. Okay? So, this is painted with some what's the name of this? It's a metallic by Rust-Oleum. Okay, I love that stuff. It comes in several different colors: bronze, cherry, bronze, kind of beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I have it several things. Actually, I have in my guest bathroom the baseboard painted in that. It's gorgeous, beautiful. On here as well. If you wanted to, you can put silver on these when you get the sparkle going. So, like I said, let your imagination go wild. This is what I used. I used also this. This is the Rust-Oleum, just regular paint. It says Ultra Cover. I have used this on everything. Furniture, all of my craft projects. It does an excellent job. It really, really does. And I've had this can for forever, and it stretches and goes a long way. And it's a great one coater. Everything needs to be stirred or shaken. You get you some paint brushes. I have some small ones for the little, small areas that you're working with. That's what I put the glue on, with one of those small brushes. And then you can take a regular paintbrush, which I buy at the dollar store, and you can use, some of these paintbrushes from the dollar store to paint large areas, and that's what I did with this. I started going up and down, and then it looked much better going in the circle around that way, and kind of trying to keep the streaks where you start and stop from showing. Old top hats were made of a beaver skin, I believe it is, or something. Some of them were made of beaver skin, and the fur went crosswise like that, and the shine was beautiful. So anyway, there you go. This is what you have to work with. Any color you like, This is fun. So you be whimsy and, you know, just let the whimsy go. And just, you know, just have a good time. So this is what I'm just going to give you an example. What I did was I took a lid, the lid that comes on your oatmeal container. It's right here. I don't have everything in front of me. I just decided I am going to go on and do this because if I try to get everything together and I got other things that I'm trying to do, it can, you know, I'll never get it done, and it's time. And that's one of the berries with the sparkle on it. And how gorgeous that looks. Let me put this up here so you can really see. I don't know if the sparkle of it is actually showing as it really is pretty though. So anyway, I'm going to take and we're going to use it like a container. So we're going to put the bill at the bottom and leave it so that the lid will be here. We can open it up. I took some of my mirror squares. They come in sheets the size of this box here, because that's what they're in. And what they do is they come in that large sheet, and then, you know, each little square, there's you know, there's lines that you just cut right through it. You can even tear it, and this, you know, peel back and stick. So I did 4 by 4 of these, and I kind of measured it out with, you know, by this, you know, about 4-inch width. Well, not 4 inches. It's really probably about an inch. Peel the paper back. You can go either direction you want to go. You can go the diamond shape or the square. Either one looks great. I really like the diamond, but when I did it just straight, it was. Now I'm gonna tell you something about the diamond. You have to get that angle right so that it'll be straight and it won't be, you know, the top and the bottom needs to line up. But there you go. Okay? I don't know if you saw that, but there it is. Okay? And then I spaced each one of them out. The goal was to space each one of them out. I kind of use this as my guide to make sure that they were spaced out close to even. I mean, it's not, it all depends. You don't want it looking messy and all, you know, really crooked or anything, but you don't have to, you just really don't have to freak out about this and, you know, flip your lid because everything is not perfect. There are times when you should. Where'd it go? My little guide. Oh, it's still on here. Okay, then just move it down. And I gave it just a little fraction of a space. And then, like I said, you just peel. And it's really easy to peel it off, too. It's not one of those, you need a fingernail or something, but it's really not difficult. Some of that stuff is so hard to get off that, you know, you want to just throw it away. Now this one, as soon as I said that, I want to try to be difficult. Okay. Once again, we have it here. Okay, we're going to do it at an angle. And I can't hold it up to show you because I really won't get it lined up if I do. I'm going to try it that way because you really need to kind of see what you're doing here. Okay. And one more. I wanted to make sure it has good coverage. I thought that on this black, the mirror would look really nice and it would take the place of crystals or something like that. Okay, so you can, if you would like, use crystals, plastic, you know, crystals, glitter, like I said, anything you want is what you can do. Okay, there you go. So now, what is going to happen is you're going to need this lid and paint it. This lid's going to need to be painted because you're going to need to use something to. Now, what you can do is instead of, because you get one lid with one box, take a piece of cardboard. Draw this circle out, fold it in half, and then, or whatever, because you may want to make a little extra. It depends on how you want your bill to be made, how large you want it to be made. Now, what I did was, because I only had one, is, basically, this was the bill. Okay? So, you can take that. And so I thought, well, okay, it needs to be trimmed out. It can't just, you can't just leave it. Gotta give it some extra bling, bling, bling. And so, just start trimming it out. There's only a row of two. And I only have cut so many of them off of what I did was just to do this here, but you can use as many as you need, or it depends on how long the roll is that you have cut. Okay. Now, this is the holiday. It is the Nutcracker, and the Nutcracker is an extremely glamorous event, presentation, film, as well as stage presence. And so you want to give it as much. Okay, come on, don't start that now, because the paper off of it's trying to stick to everything. You want there we go. Kind of look under my glasses. And there. And then you'll go all the way around it because you want, all of it. Now, I would recommend putting some extra glue, some Mod Podge under that, or either some hot glue or something to really make sure it has a good hold. Because I sprayed some of that Flex Seal on my ballerina because I made her tiara out on her hair out of these, and it coated it and took the sheen off. So you don't want that to happen, but you don't want this falling off or cutting someone or something. So you want them just glued down really, really well. What happened though when I did that and it was dull, because I put it on there for the bling, I went and got some Gooby Gone. I have a spray bottle of it, and I just sprayed some on my hand and a finger and put it on there and just let it sit for a few minutes, and then I took a little paper towel, started wiping it off, and it started to coming off with that. I did it as soon as I realized that I had done it, which was that it wasn't completely dry, I don't think, but it probably still would have worked. Now, you want to repeat this same trim decoration on the bottom. I'm just going to put one on here just to kind of give you, the idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, right there. There you go. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to use the rest of this just so you can see. This is 4, so there was only 2 wide. I took and I folded on the grid line, grout line or whatever. And then you just take a regular pair of scissors, Vector knife, whatever you want. Scissors do just well. You don't have to go into anything super duper sharp or anything because it'll tear with your hand. Peel it off and apply it. It wants to go that direction. It's got a little weight on it from the line the squares up as perfectly as you possibly can. Now, stuck to my fingers, it doesn't want to come off. Okay. Kind of peel your fingers back off of there. Like I said, use some hot glue or something to make sure that is down to stay. Get your design together in your head or on paper before you glue all this stuff on, because when you do glue it on, Okay, you're going to be tearing off part of your hat, trying to get the stuff off and all that. And you don't want to do that. You really put too much work into it. You don't cause yourself unnecessary work. So, as you can see, very nice. A lot of bling. Like I said, then when you cut, make your bill to go on it, then you take your holly leaf. You can cut this holly leaf into two. You don't have to use this whole big one. You can take this and you can use half of it, and it'll still look really, really nice. Matter of fact, I'll cut this in half so you can see what I am saying. And you just are accenting at this point. I cut through berries, and so, but there you go. Actually, right about right there, and I tore the berries off trying to cut them, and then voila. See? Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, you can do even more. You can go at this, like I said, any way that you choose. Now, there are some Nutcracker marionette soldiers, whatever they are, the British soldiers that guard the castle of the Queen and the royal family there. They have these big fur hats on, and they don't have a bill. And so if you don't want to put a bill on it, you don't have to. You can leave it. Like I said, this is your project, your creativity, your creative juices, coming out of this. Do what works for you. Don't have your mind thinking, oh, they're not going to like it. Oh, you know what? When you do something and take something away, first of all, do your best. If you're going to take it and give it away, please put your best foot forward on it. Do the best that you can. People are extremely critical these days, and so if you don't want to hear about it, if you're very sensitive, a thin skin, then do the best that you can. Then after you do the best that you can, and you put your heart and your love in it, first of all, pray over it. In Jesus' name, that they would receive and accept it, and that it would be a blessing to them. Okay? And then forget it. They can do whatever they want to do with it. They can re-give it. What do they call it? I forget what they call it when they give a gift away that someone gave them. They can re-gift it. Throw in the trash if they want to. Once it's out of your hands and you give it away, it is up to them to do whatever they want. I learned that and it really plays a major part in not allowing your feelings to get hurt by what people will do with what you had in your heart to bless them, and it wasn't a blessing for their concern in their minds. Some people are just mean. Some people are very wounded, very hurt, very critical, cynical, all of that. I will one time bless someone with something, and I knew that they needed it, but he was a grumpy old man. And I was trying to just be a blessing to him. And I gave him something that he needed that would help anyone. And I gave him 2 of them. He said, oh, I don't need 2 of them. I said, just take it anyway. You got 2 cards, you got 2 spaces, whatever. I said, if you don't want it, give it away or something. And so he was so disgruntled and so mean. Wasn't a nice person. Really wasn't. I learned that. I learned that. But it doesn't matter. I was blessed by the Lord for blessing him. Trying to bless him anyway. And he threw it away. Someone told me he threw it away. Well, hey, my response to that was, it was his to do what he wanted to do with it. My bad, because he told me he didn't want it. Okay, what was I gonna get upset about? I shouldn't. I didn't. It didn't cost an enormous amount of money, but it was more money than I would have wanted it thrown away. But didn't even matter, because you know what? The blessing that I received from the Lord, whew, greater than $20. Okay. So anyhow, there you are. And so this, do the same thing. You can take and you can use your fleur de lis or your whatever you want to use, and you can just do the clear glitter on there and let it bling out of that. You can, I have larger silver that really blings beautifully. Oh. I just don't, I don't want this to be really long and drawn out, and that's the reason why I'm not going through the whole thing. But it will make a beautiful. I guess I could. I don't know how many minutes in I am. I try to kind of keep this at 30-minute increments. Let me come on by there and see, because I don't have it where I can see the time. Oops. So I'm past 30 minutes. Okay. Well, whatever. But if you take this and you use, this is like flakes almost. They're kind of soft and like flakes. And they bling really, really good. And it makes a beautiful presentation. You know what? I'm already past the 30 minutes. Why the heck not? Let's just go ahead and do it. So we're going to take and we're going to just for, so you can see what it would look like if it was done. Now, I need my my paintbrush. Let me walk over here and get it. I'll be out of the frame, but excuse me. And so, this has been around a while and gotten dripped all on and everything. So what I'm going to do, take some of my Mod Podge. Now, I find that the ones that are on sponges are much easier to work with, for the simple fact that the one that's on the acrylic, that acrylic is not flexible. And so, it's just a little bit more cumbersome to deal with than the sponge. The sponge, it'll move with you. But this, and you can bend it to the shape of the container and whatever you need. So what I'm doing is just taking this the tiny brush, and I'm brushing it gently on. Put enough on there so it'll transfer, and you'll have enough on to hold enough of your glitter. Okay, here we go. And this, like I said, it helps you to keep your definition of your spaces in between, if you really want them, if that's important to you. And you just don't want a lot on your brush when you're trying to do it all at once. Come back and put a little bit more on if you don't think it's enough. But if you try to do a whole big old blob, then there you go. You're gonna mess up your line in between your definition, just details, showing the details. And whoops, I almost dropped it. And so you're gonna paint. You glue on. Here we are on the very bottom. I'm getting there. I'm not too far away from the end, at the finish line. I look under my glasses so I can really see this a little bit. It's getting evening time out, and so I had turned some lights on. I don't have one of those podcast lights or whatever, but I used to do everything in the daytime. I have plenty of windows in this house that are from floor to ceiling. Bring the outdoors in. There have been times that I have regretted it, and the only reason why is because people are so sick. You got peeping toms, people that use drones, and but at any rate, you're not gonna rain on my parade. Take it, like I said, decide where you want it to be, and then Lay it down gently. Don't let it swing. Now it's slick. Like it moved on me then, so it might have lost some definition because of the glue being wet. And so it's easy for that glue to. And if you know what, the smart thing to do is make a line so that you can follow the line, because if this is a little bit off, but it's okay. Hit all the little edges so that you can get your little tips defined on there, because all of that is part of the fleur de lis. And even if you don't, it still ends up coming out looking nice. Pretty close. Now I can just, what I can do, instead of trying to put that back on there, I can just, fake it a little bit. Give it a little bit extra on that tip. I know it's there, and it's supposed to be there. Kind of spread that glue out just a little bit more, because some of it it smashes out like a sandwich when you either, and it's not as much inside. My definition is not as nice as I would like it to be, but it's enough to get the point across, okay? All right, so what I'm gonna do, because my definition is gone, I'm gonna just kind of run that through there and just make a little space. Okay. It's gonna look great anyway. Do your best. After that, Lord bless you. Because I have learned from stressing myself out all these years, don't. Honey, let me tell you. Don't let your kids stress you. Your significant other stress. No one gets that privilege to stress you out, because it's all being housed inside of your body somewhere. Excuse me. And you'll be wondering, well, I wonder why I'm feeling so tense, and be trying to having to smoke a little something or whatever. I'm not on anything. Jesus is greater than any stress, anything, anyone, or anything that's going on. And that's who my therapist is. And I do not worry about anxiety or any of the above, because I'm just not letting it happen. Getting addicted to anything. You talking about problems. You don't know stress or anxiety till you get addicted to something. Forget that stuff, antidepressants. But if you listen, I'm not telling anybody to get off of medication. I'm not saying that, so don't even go there. I wouldn't dare tell you that. Because if you are psychotic or something, you need to be on something so you can get that thing straightened out with Jesus. But, okay, so you can take your finger and just kind of do a little definition there to make it look and have the shape that you want it to have while you're trying to do this. Okay, so then take your glitter. Woo! Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Take your glitter. I just opened it up on the wide mouth of it so I can get it covered and get it covered quickly. I was going to do a second coat on this, but I wanted you to see this. Just take it, sprinkle the glitter on it. Put a little, get the chip, get everything. Okay. And then there we go. How gorgeous is that? Yeah, baby. Okay. So, tap off as much as you can. Now, if you don't get enough, you miss a spot or whatever, you let it dry, and then you can come back and put glue in the space that you want, to and do it again. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know if you can really. I don't know how much of that you can actually see. Oh my goodness, it is a beaut. So there we are, and then the pink you can do for the if you give your kids a Christmas party, do a little Nutcracker tea party thing. I took my granddaughter to a Nutcracker, to the Nutcracker, the play, and then performance, and then I took her to the tea party, and the ballet dancers and the male ballet dancer and the female came in her tutu, beautiful and all, and then the soldier I think came in, and the mouse, and it was gorgeous. Now I'm telling you, the food was nothing to rave about. I think they had chicken legs and some kind of vegetables, whatever. Very nice though, very nice. I think it ran in the neighborhood of something like $25. I know this year that's what it was. They were out of their minds with the tea party this year. Now this has been some years ago because my granddaughter is a grown-up woman now, but it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I don't know if she had as much fun as I did, but it was fun. And so, you could do your own party, very inexpensively. Oatmeal bottles, cans, uh, pull it out. Be creative. Buy some tulle from the fabric store, or, go to Walmart. They still have fabric and all. And gather that stuff up, make just a big stitches, around in it or something, or glue it, hot glue it. Listen, I hot glue many things, let me tell you. And throw a real just, oh my goodness, enchanting, dreamy memory tea party. If it's just you and her, him, and him. You don't have to focus in on the girl ballet stuff as much if you have a son and you want to culture him in the things of the arts, but you don't want him to, whatever, I'm not going to go there. Focus on the male part of the Nutcracker, the mouse and the male dancer. And, I did, we talking about going way back 20 years, or not quite 20 years, but close. They were probably like 6, 5. And my granddaughter and grandson are not too far from each other in age. And I had this beautiful cake that came from this well-known bakery. I mean, gorgeous. And I said, I'm going to throw him a tea party. So I pulled out my son's and my husband's clothes and let him dress up in the male clothes and hat and shoes. Of course, the shoes were way too big. But that's the fun of it all. And then my granddaughter, she got into my things and, put on my pearls and my hat and everything. And we sat down at the dining room table, and I decked the dining room table out. Threw a big white sheet over the dining room table, put my crystal glasses out, go for it. The dollar store has so much that you can do so much for so little. And I mean, I don't have a handy, but they got these iridescent little plates and everything in real glass plates, and silverware and crystal looking champagne glasses. You can really, there's no reason. Unless sometimes, you just can't do something. But just do what you can. You'll be surprised. Kids will surprise you with their gratefulness and their gratitude. If you don't make it seem like they don't have something and that others are better off than they are. There are many people that came back and said, well, I had no idea we were poor. And you can make them have such a beautiful experience and enjoy life with what you can do and have. and love them so, and make such great memories that it will affect their lives for the rest of their life. Um, I just know it from experience. I know it from experience. And the thing is, you have a great time as well. Don't be, teach them some, try to use it as a learning experience as well with some etiquette. But don't, if they don't use the fork right, or if they knock over something and it spills all over the pretty table or whatever, don't get upset. Don't get upset. I was really bad at that because this is not the time to explain it, but I had to really contain myself with, things like that because the stress level. But, and I wish I had been in a lot of other cases a lot more tender with the situation. But I came from the old school. That's kind of how things were. There were some strict guidelines and rules, and it wasn't so much that it was more like I wanted to teach them how to be cultured, how to be ready for the world. That was even beyond what we had raising them, and for them to excel and exceed everything. They could sit at tables with and they're doing it right now. They're doing it right now. Sit at tables with millionaires and billionaires and be able to understand, be educated, understand, to speak in a regular English where the rest of the world of that world can understand you and relate. But yet know what the other part of the world is doing too. But be cultured. Go to museums. Take them to plays that you can afford. This year I wanted to go to the Nutcracker myself. There's just things going on different. So, and I was going to take my granddaughter as well. But she's really busy with her parents, and they're busy and stuff doing a lot of things with the church and all. So, then I told their parents were spoke too soon. I'll pay for it I bought her a beautiful dress. I'll pay for it if you take her to the Nutcracker. So, if you find some time in there, because people's schedules are crazy. People, sometimes they don't want. I don't want to tell you. They don't say it to you necessarily, but they don't want to tell you their whole schedule because they think you trying to run their life or whatever it is. So and I don't have time for it. So I got online and started looking up tickets. And I'm like, oh, no to the no. Bullwinkle came, Reverend Bullwinkle came out. It wanted like $300 to $500. Okay? And usually matinees are cheaper, but they lost their minds. Now this was at this university that does great plays and great concerts and musicals and things, but not that. Okay, and so and I've been there many times for other things, but years back. But I kind of text right back, say, you know what, she can have the dress, and if you all can take it, that's fine. But I'm not paying $300 to $500. And matter of fact, it would have been maybe $500 or $600 because it was three of them. So I'm like, oh no. So and then this other place was at what was it? The Fox Theater. They wanted $499 for one ticket. It was like, y'all done lost your minds. Okay, you really have. So, I don't know what happened with all that, but I didn't pay for that. I made it clear. I made a mistake here. It was like right back, like within 5 minutes. I made a mistake because they lost their minds. It's crazy. But too late though, I found out that there was another place called Coca, and they are a school of the arts. Ballet, tap, jazz, modern, whatever. African, whatever dance and whatever that they do, many things, and they do concerts and things as well. Now they were like way down the list of what have you, not as nearly as glamorous as your Fox Theater, and that's fully glamorous. And it was only $31 a ticket. I could do that without, you know what? Easily that could have been done without a problem, because you got to pay for parking and all that. Even if it was $50 a ticket, but I thought, she's young. She's at plays all the time, because of what her parents do. And she's getting well, exposure. And I said, there'll be more years later that we can do this or whatever. But do something. Take advantage of it. There are so many ways to make memories, and it's really important because the enemy is raging against our young people. Now, she's not lacking anything, so I didn't feel bad about it, and she didn't even know about it. Don't tell the kids about anything until it's like the day, the moment till you can go. And so even if you bought the tickets already, don't tell them. And so they're making lollipops for Christmas out of pool noodles. You can have the sugar plum fairy stuff going on. I remember when my daughter was a girl, and my oldest daughter is long time ago. And the big thing was the Barbie cakes. Listen, I come from a very creative family, a pool of genes that can create anything, okay? And my mother was a cake decorator. She took up cake decorating, and she baked cakes and sold them, and she had her own seamstress business, and she was a personal seamstress to several ladies and a few men, mainly my brother. And she could make anything. She saw it in the window of Nina Marcus. I had it. Or designed it myself, and she made it. Created a pattern herself, or would go and get a Vogue pattern and go from that and change it out and do whatever. So I watched this go down from my grandmother, great grandmother, aunt, all of this down to my mom, So I was raised in this whole thing, lived in the hood, but my house looked like Hollywood because she made curtains and bedspreads, and when she didn't feel like making, she'd go and save her money up and buy. She made furs, designed furs. I mean, she worked for a fur company and all. I mean, this woman was wow. Okay. And so I just went and I made this dome cake, or however I did. I don't even remember how I did, if I used a bundt cake or whatever, and then I piped it, because my mother could make roses and fat flowers and everything, any kind of cake you want. So and I took a Barbie and stuck that Barbie down in that cake. You can do anything. Made cakes for my friends, baby shower, and I wasn't a cake decorator like her, but the creative talents just start pouring out. The Holy Spirit just started. He was going off to the Marines, and she gave him, all of us, we had a women's group, and his mom was a part of the women's group. And we sent him off, with a party, food, and I made him a cake. He was going to the Marines. And so I made him a cake. I stood on my feet until, oh my God, I was so tired. But see, but it was so important to me, because it was important to her, and he was important to me, And I made him a cake of from the neck to the, bottom of the uniform of Marine. Blue icing, the whole nine, little stars, all that. And I am telling you, you can do what you need. My thing is, though, be more prepared. I come from a late family, late for everything, and doing everything at the last minute. Mom was used to doing things fresh now, right? You cook things right then and there, right now. Sunday dinner was cooked right then that Sunday, but that made things be late, what have you. So, we know better how to prepare. We have more resources to, put things in the fridge or freezer. We understand how things can be frozen better or what have you. And just the mindset's different. And so don't be late. It made me to be a late person all the time. But then, the Lord told me he says all things work together for your good. Even though I was always late, that's a stress factor. It really did start frying my nerves because I had 4 children and, I was a wife and he was working and I had to be have everything on, ready, blah, 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 serving him, hand and foot with whatever because he had to go to work. So, and then I'm preparing all of this other stuff. So, organize your life better. Don't be at the last minute. Don't make the kids be late. Don't, all of that stuff. And God told me, because I was really beyond myself about not being on time. I was trying so hard, but I've learned there was a mindset. Okay, it was a stronghold that I had to break, and but He would use me anyway. I would be on time for what He wanted to do with me. I would be on my way to some event, Christian conference, Bible conference, or whatever it was. I was going to church or whatever, and I would end up running into someone. I think it was running into. No, it was God set up the appointment for someone to minister to them, to pray with them, to encourage them, to lead them to Jesus. I mean, I'm telling you, God used me even in what appeared to be a weakness or a flaw. It was not. He will work all things together for your good and make you come out. The enemy will tell you, oh, you can't do nothing right. You are always late. Now look at you. All of this. And then, people are, looking at you because you're coming in late or whatever. You doing God's business. Now, you should always strive to be on time, especially if you're going on a job and all that. You need to be on time. You need to be on time. And God will work with you. He'll put you and place you in situations where, if you want somebody, you minister to someone, He will. But be on time because this is what is required of you. But don't be hard on yourself where you are tearing your self-esteem down. God will work it out. Ask Him. Ask Him what's causing it. Because everything that we're dealing with is because of a mindset. Okay? It's because of a mindset. Even if it's someone else coming against us, we've got to have the mindset to not allow it to affect us in the negative way. Don't let them fray your nerves, cause you to respond in a violent way or just be upset or whatever. You keep your peace regardless. And I guarantee you, when you stand in Christ and keep your peace and stand in His word, He will, and resist the devil, He'll make them flee. He'll make them flee. You don't try to handle, as far as, like people going around like the young man that, shot the insurance guy. No. Okay? So, here we are. These will make beautiful carry, delivery gifts to carry your cookies and candies and whatever else it is that you want to put in there. And it's a gift to them. You don't have to think about it anymore or worry about it. And I am more than sure the people that you bring this to and present this to, even if you take it back with you, they will love it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that it, sparked a creative interest in you to do, uh, it's you can't go wrong. This is Christmas time, but even after Christmas, it's good to start Christmas for next year now. While you're in that Christmas, inspiration, and then pack the stuff away and have it ready for next year. Okay? It'll make you feel better. It's therapeutic. The next thing's coming up, I think, is Valentine's Day. If you don't have a Valentine, or you don't want to, deal with that or whatever, Black History Month is coming up. This is not just for Black people. Black History Month is for everyone. Everyone. It is for all of us to learn the truth about Blacks in history. You will be surprised at the things that we have not been told, and the powerful things that have been done by Black Americans. Well, see you next time. God bless.